Welcome, welcome, one and all, old and young, etc., etc.
Welcome to Willow Street Theatres. Here we specialize in the classics.
And tonight we have picked a fantastic piece of fantastic literature, just for you.
This story of ours never ceases to delight.
You'll see a very clever entrepreneur.
And some major snobbiness.
So listen carefully, and you may just learn a lesson or two.
Now sit back and enjoy our presentation.
But before we start, just a quick little disclaimer.
Because this is a low-budget theater, actually, it's extremely low budget.
Which is proven by the fact that you are sitting there free of charge, and we are actually paying to perform.
So because of our situation, all the props will be strictly human.
Namely,
Us. So with that, we begin with
The Sneetches and Other Stories
by Dr. Seuss. Now the Starbelly Sneetches had bellies with stars. Starbelly Sneetches.
The plain belly Sneetches had none upon Mars. Those stars were so big, they were really quite small. You would think such a thing wouldn't matter at all.
But because they had stars, all the Starbelly Sneetches would brag.
We're the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches.
With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort.
We'll have nothing to do with the plain belly sort.
And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them, without even talking.
When the Starbelly children went out to play ball, could a plain belly join in the game?
Not at all.
You only could play if your bellies had stars.
And the plain belly children had none upon Mars.
When the Starbelly Sneetches had Frankfurter roasts,
Or picnics,
or parties,
or marshmallow toasts.
So
they never invited the plain belly Sneetches.
They left them out cold, in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near.
And that's how they treated them, year after year. Then one day it seems, while the plain belly Sneetches were moping and doping alone on the beaches,
Just sitting there, wishing their bellies had stars. When a stranger zipped up, in the strangest of cars. Jump, 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 jump. Oh!
he announced in a voice clear and keen.
strangest of cars.
My name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean. I've heard of your troubles, I've heard you're happy. But I can fix that, I'm the fix-it-up Jappy. I've come here to help you, I have what you need. My prices are low. I work with great speed. And my work is 100% guaranteed.
Then Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. Jump, 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 jump!
Oh! You want stars like a Starbelly Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. Just hand me your money and climb on board.
So they clambered inside, and the big machine roared.
Oh, oh.
When the the plain belly Sneetches popped out, they had stars!
Woo! Woo!
They had stars. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start.
We're exactly like you! You can't tell us apart! We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties! And now we can come to your Frankfurter parties! Yeah! Stars! 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 Good grief!
Groaned the ones who had stars the first.
We're still the best Sneetches and they are the worst. But now how in the world will we know?
They all frowned.
If which kind is what? Or the other way around?
Then up came McBean with a very sly wink, and he said,
Things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who, that is perfectly true. But come with me, friends, you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneetches on beaches. And all it will cost you is, $10 eaches. Belly stars are no longer in style,
said McBean.
What you need is a trip through my star off. Star off. Star off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars. So they won't look like Sneetches who have them on bars.
That handy machine. Working very precisely. Removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. Then with snoots in the air, they paraded about, and they opened their beaks, and they let out a shout.
We now know who's who, and there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without.
Then, of course, those with stars all got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad.
Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine.
Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guessed,
Things really got into a horrible mess.
for the rest of that day, on those wild, screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches.
On again. Off again. In again. Out again. Through the machines, they raced round and about again, changing their stars every minute or two.
They kept paying money. They kept running through, until neither plane nor starbelly knew whether this one
Was that one?
or that one was this one,
Or which one was what one?
or what one was who.
Then, when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went.
And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach.
Jump, 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 jump.
Ah ha ha! They never will learn till you're dead, teach us Sneetch! Ah ha ha!
But McBean is quite wrong. I'm quite happy to say that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day.
The day they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches, and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches.
That day, all the Sneetches forgot about stars, and whether they had one or not upon thars.
Jacob, do I just hit the red button again? Yeah.